Okay, so I think we're all assembled, Jerry.
Okay.
And Jerry, if it's okay, I was going to have Richard just kind of tee it up here, and then maybe anybody else who negotiated the deal want to make comments, and then open it up for questions.
Okay.
So go ahead, Richard.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm really happy to be here this morning, although I'm sorry I can't be there in person. I'm happy to be where we are in terms of the work on this agreement. It really is a historic day. We made the announcement in early December that there was an agreement in principle on a settlement in the Upper Basin, and the parties, the Irrigators, the Klamath Tribes, a number of federal agencies, states, have been working almost daily, some of us day and night, since then to put together the final details of this agreement. And we are going to release the agreement today. It is a proposed agreement. It's out for review by Klamath Tribes and also by members of the irrigation community at the end of a 30-day period. In mid-April, we're expecting that we'll be back down in the basin for a signing ceremony with folks from the federal government as well as folks from the state and the local community. This is really the last major missing piece that was left undone with the work on the Klamath Basin Restoration Agreement in the Klamath Hydro Settlement back in 2010. And with this agreement, we now have the Klamath Tribes and all elements of the irrigation community really on board with a permanent foundation for really a sustainable agricultural economy and ecosystem in the Klamath Basin. The agreement has three major elements in it, very much along the lines of what you saw in the agreement in principle that was announced in December. There's a water program, which is really an innovative approach to sharing the water in the Upper Basin in a way that meets the needs of the Klamath Tribes in terms of ecosystem restoration, but also allows for predictability and stability in the agricultural community. A riparian restoration program that is key in terms of producing the outcomes in ecosystem restoration and water quality that folks want to see in the Upper Basin and in Upper Klamath Lake, and an economic development program that is key for the Klamath Tribes in terms of restoring them to economic stability and sustainability moving forward for them. On the water program, the way that it works fundamentally is there is a commitment on the part of the parties to increase inflow into Upper Klamath Lake by 30,000 acre feet, at least 30,000 acre feet on an annual basis. That will come from reduced consumptive use of water and increased in-stream flows in the tributaries above the lake. And that in turn will come from agreements with individual landowners entered into on a willing basis and funded by a variety of sources, including principally the federal government, where water users agree to reduce their consumptive use of water over time.
I'm pleased that we've come to this point. It's been the tribe's interest to address our treaty resource needs for many years. Certainly the economic component is important to the tribes. The three agreements, the KBRA, the KHSA, and this agreement are all key. The success of those and successful legislation is key for us to achieve our tribal goals, to restore our fisheries and our economy. Our members have recognized that if these agreements are successful in moving forward, that others in the community would receive benefits immediately, and we knew it would take a number of years for fisheries and our other treaty resources to be restored, and those are part of our traditional economy and culture. But we also, our long-term goals is to be economically sustainable and viable in the community as we once were when we had a reservation. So the acquisition of the Mazama Forest, which was a part of the KBRA, is critical. And this additional economic component that's part of this agreement is essential for us to build a capacity to, once we acquire the forest, to provide jobs, economic opportunity for our folks, which we know is not only a benefit to us, but a benefit to the region. I really believe we've achieved something remarkable, something that provides balance for the Klamath Tribes in our irrigation community. And now it's up to us, the parties, to go back to our members and reveal and show and answer tough questions and explain what the agreement's about and how it works, what it actually provides. It's key beyond adjudication. We know adjudication deals with an amount of water. It doesn't address some of the components that are essential in restoring our aquatic resources, our fisheries, the water quality issues that we have, and the habitat issues that we have in the tributaries and into the lake. This agreement brings those elements forward, and this, along with the KBRA and the funding that's associated with that, and all the components that bring forth the restoration, the salmon steelhead reintroduction, all those are key. So I'm thankful that we've got to this point and brought in the other parties that weren't a part to the earlier agreements, that we're able to come to this point. It's remarkable that we're here.
Well, I just would like to say, from the irrigation community, I mean, we're excited to be at this point too, and to have come together with parties that for a long time we've had disagreements with, and really try and put something on the table that we feel is a balanced solution, not just for agriculture, but also for the community as a whole. And we're very hopeful that moving this forward, not only does it provide sustainability for the agricultural community as it would potentially for the tribal community, but that it'll reunite the community and we can move forward as a peaceful community and get on with our ways of life.